Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Plus Size in Canada. My name is Miranda and I'm so happy that you're here today. I have an exciting video for you guys because maybe almost 2 months ago we started Cooper's bedroom. We were doing a bedroom makeover because he's gone from a little boy to a full-grown, well almost full-grown. He's still waiting on that growth spurt, but he's 13. He's a teenager now. So he's still in that little boy bedroom. But he's not a little boy. So he did absolutely deserve to have a man's room or like a teenage boy room, maybe a man cave, a boy cave. I don't know. It's weird. I'm a girl. I don't understand these things, but I want to take you guys back to when this room began. Okay. You probably saw on the thumbnail, there's a picture of what it looks like. There's more, but wait, there's more. I want to tell you the story around it because it is really special to me, and it does make me a little bit sad to paint over the beautiful artwork that was in that room. So come back with me to 2008, okay? I was a pregnant mother of one. Skyler was 22 months old. We were in the third trimester of my pregnancy. We just hit the 28-week mark. We had a 2-bedroom house. So we had made all the preparations, or we began all the preparations. We put the drywall up because when we moved into this house, our basement was not finished. So we've worked away at it. Also, this part of my house right through that hole, that used to be our exit door. So the house has changed a lot. We've put a lot of money into this house. And maybe someday it'll be worth our while. But for right now, yes, we're gaining equity in our home, but also we're able to live in our home sanely because we made it big enough for all of us. But back in 2008, we only had our bedroom, which was right up here. And then the room that Winnie is in right now used to be the nursery. It was Skyler's bedroom. He was our firstborn. We moved into this house when he was 6 months old. And we started trying for another baby, I think he was 14 months old or 15 months old. Anyways, it didn't take very long. Curtis was like, let's do it. We got pregnant very quickly with Cooper, and I was very grateful for that. But what happened was my water broke really early. My water broke at 28 weeks. And here we are in this house. I actually was standing, I'm not shitting you, I was standing right here when my water broke. I literally had just used the bathroom. I just went to pee because when you're pregnant, you pee all the time. This day in particular was actually a day that I had already had an appointment at the hospital, an ultrasound. So I knew his estimated weight. I knew all of this stuff. I can't remember what it was, maybe 1 pound, 8 ounces or something like that at 28 weeks, something like that. There's a lot of numbers up here, especially from that time, because as you can imagine, it was pretty crazy. So I got up from the toilet, washed my hands, walked back over here. And I remember the meal that I was making. We had picked up oven baked or roasted, whatever, rotisserie chicken. That's what I meant to say. I knew what the word was in there. Rotisserie chicken. And I was making chicken fajitas, which you might call chicken fajitas, but I'm more fun. So I call it chicken fajitas. Anyways, I'm here chopping peppers at my counter, and all of a sudden I'm getting wet. I think I'm peeing but I'm like, why am I peeing? I just went to pee. So I go back to the bathroom quickly, and I'm leaving a trail of what was actually my amniotic fluid. But I thought it was pee, and I'm like, how do I have this much pee? I don't understand. How do I have this much pee? Because I just peed. So then I went and I sat on the toilet, and maybe this is TMI, but I'm good at that. TMI, my TMI is your TMI. It's all good. I was sitting on the toilet and I was like, Curtis, what is going on? I was trying to stop peeing on the toilet, and Curtis is sitting right there, so I'm trying not to laugh. But especially girls, I don't know, sometimes boys say I can't stop once I've started, but us girls, we're good at that. We have muscles down there that you can just if you need to stop on a dime, you go and you can stop peeing at any point. But I was working on my muscles and I was still leaking, and I looked at Curtis and I'm like, I think this is my water. I think my water's broken. I think my water, and I went into like, probably the biggest anxiety attack of my entire life, panicking the whole time. And we had to call my parents. My parents came over to look after Skyler because he's 22 months old. Like he's still a baby. So they came over to take care of him. And let me tell you, I was really pissed off when Curtis got home later that night and realized the rotisserie chicken was still on the counter and they didn't do anything with it. Do I hold a grudge about the rotisserie chicken? Kind of, because I wish they had have at least eaten it or put it in the fridge so we could have had it later. Or at least Curtis could have, because I stayed at the hospital for a long time. Anyways, does Miranda hold a grudge? No, not at all. Just a funny anecdote. Like, I remember the weirdest things, and that's something that I've always remembered. But when my parents came over, I was like, okay, I don't have my bag packed. I don't have my bag. I'm only 7 months pregnant. What is it? Like, maybe they got my dates wrong. I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, they definitely got my dates wrong. Like, I'm going to deliver this baby today and I'm going to come home with my baby. Like, it's going to be great. And I was like, hey, we need his car seat. Mom's like, Miranda, you need to go to the hospital right now. You're making the floor wet. I literally put like 3 or 4 pads in my underwear and I was soaked all the way through them. Literally, I had so much water, no one understands, because it sounds like I'm over exaggerating, but I'm not. I had like, you know, the big blue cooler that goes in the cooler filled with water. Like, I had 2 of those. Honestly, there was a lot of water. Anyways, so we finally got into the car and I sat on a towel, which I leaked through that as well. But on the way to the hospital, I started feeling contractions, and I was like, babe, like, I think I'm in labor. Like, I'm in labor right now. Like, I'm feeling contractions. And Curtis drove fast, and like, I'm the speed demon in this family. Like, I feel like I'm the better driver in this family. Also, Curtis doesn't agree, but that's okay.
The falsest thing ever.
I like to drive fast, but careful. But at this particular time, he was driving very fast, and he was also panicking. And that showed up in a very strange way. And let me tell you exactly what happened. When we got to the hospital, we parked in the parking lot, and you would think, like, I'm in labor. I'm leaking fluid everywhere. I'm literally leaving a trail. I literally cannot stand up all of the way, because if I stand up all of the way, it's like a bath faucet, water coming out of me. If I heel over like this, it just trickles a little bit. So like, I'm leaned over. I get out of the car. He doesn't open the door for me. No. He doesn't open the door for me. He doesn't help me out. He parks the car, gets out, shuts his door, starts walking to the hospital. Like, who are you here for, sir? Oh, my wife, she's back there. Literally what happened? He was walking in front of me. He kept turning around saying, Miranda, hurry up. Stop walking like that. You look like an idiot. And here I am, literally hunched over like this in pain. And Curtis is just like, Miranda, stop walking. People are looking at you, yelling at me. And then this person who is at the smoking section, if you've been to the Moncton Hospital before, especially back in 2008, you know, across from the hospital is where all the people smoke. And there was a nice, kind smoker person that was seeing, actually probably a lot of people were seeing what was going on, because Curtis was being kind of loud. And it was obvious that like I was leaving a trail of water and a little stressed out, you know what I mean? And in pain. So this smoker guy, bless his heart, thank you if smoker guy's watching this, thank you, my guy. I really appreciate you. He ran across the sidewalk, or what is it called? The crosswalk, to get to the hospital, grabbed a wheelchair, ran back over, put me in it, and was ready to push me in the wheelchair. He was talking to me, being so kind and everything. And then Curtis, I think, kind of like snapped out of it for a second.
I don't know what was wrong.
And then he was like, oh, I can push her. And the man's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I can put, like, we were both a mess, okay? So he pushes me into the hospital, and we get up to labor and delivery and everything. And we found out, yes, it is my waters. My waters have broken. This is very serious because I'm 28 weeks pregnant. You're not supposed to have a baby at 28 weeks pregnant. So a lot of things happened at that point while I was in labor and delivery. They gave me all kinds of different medicines, IVs, all kinds of tests. They shot me with steroids in my legs to try and help Cooper's lungs to develop. It was a very scary time. It was literally, I was absolutely devastated, because there is when I learned, you're going to be on bed rest until this baby comes out. You are not allowed to go home. And then if your baby is born right now, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it wasn't good. Like, they told me, if your baby's born right now, he has a exact percentage chance of living. And they told me all these percentages, like he's probably going to have special needs. He's going to need to be in the NICU for a few months, like told me all of these very scary things. And we cried. Curtis and I both cried, and it was horrible. But grateful, I'm very grateful and thankful to all the doctors and nurses that were there and helping me. They were able to get my labor to stop. Obviously, you can't put the water back in after it's coming out, but I learned then that a woman creates more waters every day, while, like, through drinking and stuff, I don't know, like, it happens and it gets back in there. So a baby can stay. I didn't know this until it happened to me, literally. Your water can be broken and your baby can still live inside of you. So that's what we did. I was on IV antibiotics the whole time, along with a lot of other things, and mental health medication, because Miranda was not okay. Actually, the first night after they took me out of labor and delivery after my contractions had stopped for a few hours, I did have to be put on, this system twice a day, like with the, if you're pregnant and you have like the straps put on, and then there's like one monitor thing that's monitoring like the tightness of your belly or something for contractions. And then there's another one for fetal heart rate. Anyways, I would have to do that for a couple hours every single day, in the morning and the afternoon, just to make sure everything was okay. I had to check my movements and everything. Like, we were being super careful. But like the first night after Curtis went home and they wheeled me into the maternity ward, which is, I guess it makes sense, but like, I was terrified that my baby wasn't going to live. And all I could hear in the hallway was other people's babies crying. So that was not good. It was not good for me. And I went crazy. Like, that night was honestly probably the hardest night of my life, because I didn't know if my baby was going to make it. And I was ripped away from the baby that I already had at home, who I never left, because if you know anything about me, you know that I am a complete control freak, and no one can do anything as good as I can do it, especially look after my child. I am the best mom. So no one else can do as good of a job as me. No one else knows my kid as much. We had probably only left Skyler maybe 5 times at this point. And it was always I remember the first time we left Skyler, I also had a panic attack, but we went to Subway and we came right back home, because like, I could not. Obviously, we left him with babysitters. Did I not say that? His parents. Because if I wasn't looking after my babies, his mom was the second best person. Because, well, actually maybe third best. Curtis was pretty good too, but Nanny Shirley was the best with my babies, and she still is. I love her. Anyways, that first night at the hospital, I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried for hours, until the nurse, like, they kept coming in to check up on me and doing my vitals and everything. And the nurse said, I just called the doctor and you need to take this medicine right now. Because like, it was a sedative. Like, she said, your baby's not going to be okay if you don't stop crying. So, and maybe she was just annoyed with me at that point. Like, maybe she just was sick of hearing it. But like, I was devastated, and I did take the medicine because I follow rules. And I fell asleep. Anyways, over the next 3 weeks, this was I didn't mean it to be like a birth story time, Cooper's premature birth story time. It's literally about his bedroom. That's what this whole video is about. Anyways, I guess it helps to explain my mental state and where I was at, and why this room means a lot to me, is because, we were planning on getting the room all done and everything, but then shit happens, and ooh, look, a baby. I was able to stay on bed rest at the hospital for 3 weeks, until one morning, after watching A Baby Story. Who remembers that show on TLC back in the day? A Baby Story. I watched A Baby Story the whole day before, and I think it maybe put me in the right mood or something, because my body was like, all right, you want a baby? Let's have a baby. So the next morning, I was 31 weeks and 3 days. And I had to call Curtis to tell him to come in because Cooper was being born. So he came in. And it was actually a pretty traumatic birth for me because I had to be put to sleep for it. They couldn't get the epidural in, and there was really no time to waste. Cooper's heart was dipping. It was too dangerous. And so I had to be put to sleep. And when I woke up, I literally didn't know if my baby had made it. So it was hard. Anyways, he was in the NICU. I'm just going to go quickly because this video is going to be too long. And it's literally just supposed to be about his friggin' bedroom now. This is my baby. Oh, you guys want to see? That's my coop. And look, there's Skyler. Skyler and Curtis. And there's little Coopy. And look, me and Curtis, just babies. I look like a hot mess because I was, honey. I was not okay. Anyways, so he stayed in the NICU for 3 weeks, and we were there every single day to hold him all day long if they would let us. Actually, the first few weeks we weren't allowed to hold him, but we would be with him all day long. And then at night we would have to come home, and I would still wake up in the middle of the night to pump my breast milk, and I would look around and I had no baby. So it was really sad, and it was really, really, really hard on me mentally. But I just want to take a moment to thank Wentworth Miller and Sucre, because I don't know his real name. Curtis is laughing now. It's C-Note. Come on. Okay. What got me through was literally watching Prison Break on our little portable DVD player. This is 2008, okay? No smart anything in 2008. I had little headphones on because Skyler was asleep in the nursery, and I had to get up. I went out to the living room because I didn't want to wake up Curtis, because I'm obviously like, maybe some people are like, well, why didn't you make him wake up and like squeeze your boobs for you? And he probably would have taken me up on that offer, but I wanted him to be able to sleep because we were, anyways, it's fine. But that was hard. But after 3 weeks, he came home. Where was the kid gonna sleep? Because we had no bedroom for him. So at first I was panicked. He needed to be with me all the time. He stayed in our room for a little while, and then I was like, we can't keep him in here. I need to sleep, and I could not sleep with him in the room. I woke up every single time he moved or made any sound at all. Of course, we had to wake him up all the time to feed him because he was a preemie. He was born at 4 pounds, 2 ounces, which was considered big for 31 weeks and 3 days. He probably would have been a 10-pounder had he stayed in. I would have much preferred that, but I'm grateful that God made him as big as he was, because it really did help him to be able to come home sooner. Anyways, so during all of this madness, I was like, what are we going to do? We got to get Skyler down to the bedroom. We already had the drywall up, crack filled, ready to paint, but we hadn't painted it yet. And so then I was like, Dad, to my dad, like, Dad, do you think you could paint the room for Skyler, because we're kind of busy? And Dad was like, say less, I got you, sis. Actually, no, he was like, yeah, sure, Grampy will do it. You know what I mean? So him and my Uncle Roy, they did it extreme. They did it extreme. They didn't just paint the room. They did it extreme. I'm going to show you exactly Skyler's reaction. They painted it for Skyler because Cooper was moving into the nursery and Skyler was moving downstairs, still 2 years old, not quite 2 years old, but it was almost his birthday. So they decided, let's do it extreme and we'll make it be his present for his birthday. And I was like, okay, go for it. Me not thinking it would have gone like, let's do it so extreme, we're gonna put a flippin' tree house in the bedroom, okay? I did not know this was gonna happen. I was not consulted, but I didn't care. I just wanted the room to be exciting for Skyler because I didn't want him to feel like he was getting kicked out of his bedroom for his little brother, which is exactly what happened. I didn't want him to feel it. So it was a surprise. Skyler was so excited, and we do have it on home video from back in 2008. So I will show you guys his reaction, and then we'll hop right into the transformation.
Are you ready?
Let's go see it.
This is Skyler's new
It's your new room, buddy.
Ooh. What do you see?
Do you like it, Skyler?
Yeah.
What
Fire
do you
truck.
see?
Fire truck.
Yeah, a truck.
What's that, eh?
House.
Look what's over here. Look. Firefighters.
Firefighter.
Truck.
Fire truck. And a little,
Oh,
little,
kids.
little boy here.
Doggy.
Look at the little boy, Skyler. Look at the little boy.
You can't stop moving.
He's pointing at the cat up in the tree.
Here, buddy.
See the houses over here, Skyler?
Here.
Oh, Grandpa's gonna put you up in your new tree house.
Wanna go up?
Up, up, up. Hi.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Cool. We got your own house? Do you have your own house?
Your own tree house.
Say wow.
Do you like your new room, Skyler? Yeah?
Out.
You five.
Oh yeah.
Five.
Jump.
That's probably
Wow, cool. That's
You
awesome.
like your room, Skyler?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, I flying the kite. Wow, look, clouds. Clouds up there, big kite.
Do you like your room, Skyler?
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice.
Can you say, Skyler, can you say thank you to Grampy and Uncle Roy? Thank you. That's what they were working for.
The circle means Skytown Fire Department.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're up
Nice
again?
job.
Wow.
Up in his own tree house.
Hi. What do you guys think? I think it looks so good. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Of course, it did take a little longer than any of us wanted or expected it to, because I did hurt my back in the process. Curtis helped way more than I wanted to, because I like doing it. And he helped, but he did a good job. And I'm grateful that he was able to help. And there are some lights. He's got some LED lights down here. He's got more ropes of those that he is going to stick on the wall soon, but you have to wait for the paint to be cured for 3 weeks before you put any stickers on the wall. So it's not like finished yet. He does have posters and stuff that he wants to put up, but for now we just said, let's just use the hooks or the holes that are already there. And then we'll stick some things on in a few weeks. So he really likes it though. I'm so happy that he does. And I really like the colors that I chose, because he did want it to be the Golden State Warrior bedroom. Steph Curry's his favorite player, but he loves the Warriors, period. Which sounds like he loves the Warriors menstruation cycle, but that's not it. Yeah, he wanted those colors, but that blue is just so dark. And it was hard enough to paint over what was already here. We actually had to sand down the walls because the paint was so thick, where the truck was, where the sun was, where the buildings were, like you could see it. You still can kind of see it. You can feel it more than you can see it though. It just depends on the lighting. Like it's really hard to pick up on the camera. But I didn't want to do that to myself again. Like if we have to paint the room again in a few years, I just didn't want to give myself a really hard job. So I chose like a nice lighter blue and then also like a little bit more of a muted yellow. But like, even if you didn't have Golden State Warriors stuff in this room, like you would just think, oh, it's blue and yellow. Like, it's just nice. It's not like so bright that you're like, oh, it's got to be Golden State. Oh, it's definitely got to be Golden State. Golden State. What the heck is Cooper's favorite NBA team? I forget. Golden State, okay? But I'm happy that it's done. He's in his room now, which is great because now my couch is back. And we don't have to yell at him to clean up his mess because, I mean, none of my kids are like super duper gross, but they all are a little bit gross and messy and leave their stuff around. So we're grateful to have him back in his room, especially for online schooling because now he has privacy and we're not in his room all the time, right? So that's the room, you guys. Hey, Coop.
Hi.
What do you think of your new room?
I like it.
You like it? What's your favorite part?
Probably.
The Golden State Warriors stuff? Nice. You got your lights down there, but you're going to put more up. Yeah, it's going to look sweet. Bussin', bussin', bussin'. No cap.
Not again, Mom.
Well, congratulations. Now you can have your friends over and you won't feel like you're in a little tiny boy's bedroom. Right? You're in a big boy's bedroom now. He loves me, you guys. If you're not cringing at your mom, then do you even love her? You know what I mean? We love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. You want to take us out with a shot? Shot, 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 shot. It's not what you think.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.